What's going on, guys? The TNT Muffin here, and today we're going to be going over the history of Five Nights at Freddy's. And you're probably wondering, like, hey, what does that even mean? And I'll show you. It all started off when Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, made this game, Chipper and Sons Lumber Company. It's an okay game. I played it. No one really liked it though. People said the designs were too creepy. So Scott Cawthon was like, alright, I'll just make a horror game then. So he did. He made Five Nights at Freddy's. It blew up. Everyone loved it. Everyone was like, mwah, amazing. But yeah, everyone played it. It was a good game. But then we started getting teasers on his website for something else. Like this with the withered Bonnie, toy Bonnie, and then we had Foxy, and then what Mangle used to be with the hook. So we were like, whoa, what's this? Is there a second game? And there's a 2 over here, so yeah, it is. We also got this teaser, which pretty much made teasers crazy, where it was basically almost completely a black screen, but then someone brightened it up, and you could see the puppet, which was crazy. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before, to like tease games or anything. So that was cool. You see that later a lot. But then the game eventually came out, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It was good. I'm not sure if it was better than the first one or not, but it was good. Sometimes when you died, you would get this mini game, which showed a bunch of lore. Where in FNAF 1, there were just random Easter eggs with lore, but in this game, you could die, and then it would give you lore. Eventually, we got teasers for another game. It said, I'm still here, and it showed what we thought was like, everyone thought it was like Golden Freddy or something. We got a teaser of a box under a spotlight, and if you brighten this one up a lot, you also got Springtrap over here. Still thought it was Fredbear, I'm pretty sure, or Golden Freddy. But eventually the game came out, and it wasn't Golden Freddy, it was Springtrap, a new character. This time, instead of dying and getting mini-games, every time you beat a night, you got a mini-game. So that was cool. Also, we found out that there's a person inside of Springtrap. You got that because whenever you start up the game, die, or start a night, there's a chance of getting this screen with like a weird noise playing. And 2 of them show Springtrap opening his face, and you can see a person inside of him. Also, the mini-games, eventually you see Purple Guy going inside of the Springtrap suit, so you know that Springtrap's Purple Guy now. Another cool thing about this game was there were multiple endings. So there was the bad ending, and then there were also secret mini-games, and if you did all of those, you would get the good ending. So that was cool, the first game to have 2 endings. We thought that was the last game, but then a teaser came out for FNAF 4. It said the final chapter, coming on Halloween. You could see Nightmare Freddy and the Freddles on him, so that was crazy. We were all like, whoa, what's this? There's another one? Then we got teasers, one of them showing what I think is the scariest character, Nightmare Chica and this guy. And if you brighten up this one, you can kind of see the words Nightmare in the background. So that was cool. That showed us that they were the Nightmare animatronics, or that this was all a nightmare. Eventually, the game came out, FNAF 4, and this time, instead of the mini games coming after you win or you die, they come before every night. So you start a game with a night. You start a night with a mini game, and then you go into the actual night. One of the mini games showed that this child, the crying child you play as in all the mini games, he gets thrown into Fredbear's head by these losers, and then his Fredbear, the spring locks mess up, and they chomp down. Just like how William Afton died, the purple guy, spring lock failure. There was also this box. No one really knows what it is still, but there was this box that doesn't open. Don't know anything about it, but that's pretty much it. We got teasers, like this one, Come Hang Out. Oh, I didn't mention this, but FNAF 4 actually came out a lot earlier than Halloween. But then we got teasers for this next thing. It said Come Hang Out, coming on Halloween. And if you brighten up the image, you can see what looks to be a Nightmare Mangle in the background. So eventually we got Halloween DLC with a bunch of Nightmare Halloween-ish animatronics. for FNAF 4, we got a DLC, and then Scott Cawthon, the creator of the game, said that none of these characters were canon to the lore except Nightmare BB. Still don't know why, but he wasn't. He was the only one canon. And then on ScottGames.com, instead of getting teasers, we got this screen that showed thank you. So everyone thought the game was over. And then, slowly, the characters started to get cute. And then the background changed and the text changed to FNAF World, coming 2016. Seriously. Eventually we got a trailer for the game. It's an RPG that came out. That one, kind of like... What am I talking about? That one, not many people liked, but some people did, so I didn't really like it. I played it a little bit. I probably would like it if I played it more, but I didn't play it much. So yeah, that came out. Then eventually we got teasers for another game, Sister Location. So that was crazy. Sister Location, we weren't sure if it's like Freddy's sister or like the kid from FNAF 4's sister. It ended up being the crying child sister. But yeah, that game came out. It had some pretty cool animatronics. It was a good game. I liked that you could sort of walk around. At my time, it was at that time it was my favorite FNAF game, and I'm sure it was a lot of people's favorite. This time though, so the mini game, there was only one mini game in this game. It happened sometimes when you died also, where you play as Baby, who is this, and you give kids cupcakes. But if you distribute all the cupcakes to these kids, then go to the end, you can get an ice cream. Then go all the way back to the beginning, and you give the ice cream to this little girl, and then she comes closer to get the ice cream, and then a giant claw comes out of your stomach and grabs her. It's kind of a jump scare, but yeah, it showed us some lore of the game where Purple Guy's daughter gets eaten by a baby. One of the endings in this game, you go to the scooping room, where basically all the animatronics get scooped out, where you can see all their bodies scooped out, except this time you're getting scooped out, and in the window you can see an animatronic endoskeleton-looking guy in the back, who was entered, all of them combined. So basically you get scooped out, he goes inside of you. Another thing was this cupcake minigame. If you complete it, a room unlocks where you can go into the room and fight off entered. So that's cool. Then we started getting teasers for a custom night for Sister Location, because all the games have custom nights except for this one didn't have one. So we got a teaser for that. It came out eventually. We had some new characters. Well, not really new, but characters that we saw as Easter eggs are now actually in the game. So that was cool. I never actually got to play it because I never beat Ennard's Night. You have to beat Ennard's Night. So you have to beat the game, beat the cupcake minigame, beat Ennard's Night, and then you would unlock this. So after each night, if you do each night of the custom night on very hard, you get a little cutscene where there's a guy walking by. But one of them, after you beat Golden Freddy mode, you see the guy turns into Purple Guy, which isn't actually Purple Guy. I'm pretty sure it's the crying child's brother, the one that threw him into the Freddy head, or Fredbear. But yeah, you see him walking by, and then he spits out a bunch of spaghetti, which is probably Ennard. Yeah, and then he's still alive, so that kind of gets explained later in FNAF 6, which is this. We got teasers for a thing which is going to be like an 8-bit looking minigame type of game, where you just go around and do some mini-games. The game eventually came out. Basically, you can make a pizza, and then you get to go into the actual game where you do some mini-games. But there was a twist. After you do the mini-games, you see this, which is Scrat Baby. A character which was originally from, I think, the Freddy files as a drawing, comes out into the game. Everyone thought that was crazy, because we all thought it was going to be this 8-bit minigame thing. But yeah, that was crazy. The game ended up being a tycoon. One of my favorite games right now, second favorite, because FNAF VR is my favorite. But yeah, it ended up being like a tycoon game with also these mini-games where you have to salvage the animatronics. And then there was a nighttime mode too. So that was a good game. There's a lot of lore hidden in the mini-games too. And then at the end of the game, if you salvage all the animatronics, you get some lore. There were 6 endings. I got all of them, because this game's great. But then we got teasers for another game. FNAF 6 we thought was the end, because It just felt like it. It felt like a good ending. Then we got teasers for this, which looked like a custom night and a bunch of animatronics, which is what it was. It came out, custom night with 50 animatronics. Pretty crazy. I definitely haven't beaten 50-20 mode, by the way. I don't plan on it either. That's crazy. There's not really any lore in that game. There's a little bit. After each night, or after every 700 points, you get a little cutscene. So that was cool. Like this, you get a little cutscene after 700 points. Again, we thought that was the end, but then we got teasers for a VR game, which is my favorite. The game eventually came out. It was very scary. There was also this guy. Not fun. So that's purple guy, probably, luring some kid into the back to stuff him into a Freddy suit, which happens at the end of the game. So basically, you collect a bunch of tapes in this game, and for each one, this guy comes more real. He's pretty creepy. He's the creepiest person, I think. Not even an animatronic, it's just a person. That's even more creepy. Yeah, the game was good, my favorite game so far. And then we got teasers for what is a DLC to the game. Our second Halloween DLC came out, The Curse of Dreadbear. It's great, I like it. There are a bunch of cool games, like this one isn't even a scary game, like it has one of the games which isn't even scary. It's like a cool pirate ride where you shoot targets. It can get scary if you find the secrets, like Helpy over here. If you shoot him, you go into a scary area. But yeah, that was a great DLC. The music's cool, the atmosphere is great, like the menu area, you get this big open world that you can look at, which is really cool. It was a great DLC, better than the FNAF 4 one. Then we got more teasers, which looks to be a Christmas update to FNAF VR. So eventually that came out. It was kind of just Christmas decorations, that's pretty much it. It also came out on computer, so that was cool. That's pretty much the big thing, was that FNAF VR came out on computer. So that was cool. Then we got teasers for this, which was going to be an AR game, like on your phone, where you can look around. So then that came out. It's pretty okay. A lot of people love that game. I don't like it that much. I think it's okay, though. Like, I've played it a few times. There were a lot of updates that you got, like seasonal characters, like Easter, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day. Pretty cool characters, like Illumix, the people that made this game did a great job making all the models and everything. Steel Wool Studios are the people that made FNAF VR, by the way. And then we got teasers for another game being made by Steel Wool. Not sure if it's going to be VR or not. But yeah, this is now. So we got teasers for this game, 2020, which is this year. We got more teasers. We got a Freddy teaser and a alligator teaser. So then we got some leaks that showed the alligator, Freddy, and then this wolf character. So then the newest teaser was this, showing the title of the next game, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which actually, I talk about this teaser in this video, and then I find something which could be a secret in this video. And then if you want to subscribe, click that button over there, and I'll see you in the next video.